thought I would just sit with you guys and chat and we can kind of have lunch together. I just made myself a Factor meal, which is so good. We've got, what is this one? The garlic rosemary pork chop. It looks super duper creamy. It looks like it's got some Brussels sprouts and like a cream sauce. There's some broccoli in here. We've got the protein. I just went for a run this morning, so I'm starving. Oh my god. This is good. Oh my god. I love Factor because it's just so easy. They're fresh meals, so they're meal prepped meals already, delivered straight to your door. They're never frozen, which I like, but sometimes I'll pop them in the freezer if I'm out of town or something. There's always a protein and there's always a veggie. They have different options if you're like keto or vegan or whatever, but you know you're always getting like a very nutritious meal with Factor. You don't ever have to like wonder. They use real whole ingredients, vegetables, protein. It's just the perfect combination. I always feel super satisfied after I eat. Typically I won't even put it in a bowl. I did it fancy for you guys since we're having lunch together. I'll just usually eat it from the container, so there's like no mess. It's just super convenient, especially during lunchtime during the work week, and they are literally delicious. So good. Look at that bite. Like, just, are you kidding me? Got the veggies. I'm solid. Also got the coffee. We're good. We're having a therapy chat. It's pouring rain outside. It is super duper cozy. I wanted to include these chats in my vlogs again, or in my video, I guess, because I think it's really important to not only talk about your mental health, but show vulnerability, because it can help a lot of people. I feel like we live in a world that's very picture perfect online and seems almost unreal, and it's sometimes hard to navigate your thoughts when you see that and you're comparing yourself to kind of everyone online. So I want to sit here and have these chats with you guys so that we can connect and we can get vulnerable with each other and help each other grow. I think it's also important, if you are a viewer of this channel, to see kind of where my headspace is at. And it's almost kind of just like a catch up, if you will. And I think these are very important. So I'm excited to talk to you guys today, just kind of things that have been going on in the past, I would say, year. And we're gonna dive deep. But before we do that, thank you to Factor for sponsoring today's video. I'm gonna munch on this while we chat. They have a discount code for you guys for $50 off of your first purchase if you go to factor75.com and use the promo code Renee50. Everything will be linked in the description box. I think they're awesome. It is amazing. I seriously love Factor so much. We devour Factor in this household. I think if you guys are a follower of my channel, you know that I've been through hell and back the past few years, honestly. One being, just to give you a recap, I lost my dad unexpectedly, got stuck in New York City during COVID, the world shut down, blah, blah, blah. My dad literally died the day the world shut down. Not only did life flip upside down, but like my life flipped upside down. It was just this really weird mental headspace that I kind of had to sit with. Got out of a really long, not the best relationship. That's a scary step that I had to navigate through. Came to Tampa, moved back home, ended up getting pregnant, again, unexpectedly, story of my life. Biggest blessing of my life. Found Xander. I met him on my dad's birthday, so I feel like my dad literally gave him to me, and had to navigate motherhood and having a job and navigating that, especially a first-time mom. Like, there's just been so much change in my life. I was struggling, I think, internally because of how fast these changes were happening. When I got pregnant, I also had him 3 months early. We went through like a 3-month NICU experience, so I had some PTSD from that. I almost lost him. That was insanely terrifying, and learning to not only like cohabitate with Xander, but like parent when we didn't really even know each other too well. It's been a journey, to say the least. I don't know if anyone else who has had pregnancy struggles or I don't know, like children, I would say, like struggles, not struggles with your children, but like really scary, terrifying things happening with your kids, and it almost felt like it was on me in a way. It's kind of like if you tell someone that you're pregnant and then something happens. Like, I got all excited and then it didn't happen, or I like got the nursery ready and I have to take it down. And there's this weird mentality where you think like, if that were to happen, it's not even like an embarrassing feel, it's just a letdown, and it makes you feel like, why does that happen to me when other people, and I see other people having these perfect lives, and it's almost like they can't even relate to you because they've never been through it, so it's hard to even get sympathy from them. And like obviously people love you and they wish you well and they don't wish ill will, but if you've never experienced it before, it's really hard to connect with someone who hasn't. Even though you know that they're giving you nothing but love and they want the best for you, it's hard to connect with someone who has something that you would do anything for, and you see them, I would say, not take it for granted, they just don't understand. And I think I was trying to explain this in another therapy chat video that I did, and I think it came off the wrong way. And it's not that I think also I was in a little bit of a headspace. I shouldn't have been talking about it yet without kind of going through it, but I was just trying to explain what was on my mind. And it's almost like on Father's Day, for example, because I lost my dad, I know what it feels like to see somebody post pictures of their dad alive and well, and it, like past my dad's age, and then it doesn't make me feel like they shouldn't have that. It just makes me feel a little sad for my situation. I don't know, like especially in the beginning years after my dad, it was hard for me to witness that. I'm careful about what I post. So now I kind of think about people who've never had a dad, who lost their dad, who had a bad relationship with their dad, or you know, whatever the case is. It's hard, you know, even on Mother's Day, people who have struggled with pregnancies, people who don't have a mom, who lost their mom, like there's just so much that is behind the scenes that you, no matter what you put online, like you're touching somebody. It's not that you intentionally try to hurt somebody, but it's hard for them to hear. If you've had pregnancy issues and then you hear about people getting pregnant all the time, like it's just kind of like a hit, and it's just hard to deal with. And so I'm just a little bit more cautious about what I'm putting out there. And I don't think that people shouldn't be posting their pregnancies. I don't think people shouldn't be, you know, super happy and sharing their experiences and excitement, because that's an exciting time. Like that's a beautiful thing. Because I have been through something, I'm a little bit more cautious because I understand the other side. And then there's another side that I don't understand fully. You know, like people kind of rebutted with me and said, well, you're posting your son and some people don't have kids, and what does that feel like to them? Does that mean I shouldn't post Bryson? No, but I'm just a little bit more aware and cautious of what I've been through. Just like I'm sure you guys have certain things that you kind of resonate with and you're a little bit more compassionate and sympathetic towards. And not only are you compassionate and sympathetic towards, but you can connect and relate to that person. So I think that I just said it wrong. I don't know, I got a lot of backlash for that one, and I just don't think I properly explained my feelings, and it's just what was on my mind at the time. I think these therapy chats are something that I don't want to have a filter on. I just kind of want to explain where I'm at. The comments of that video really helped me internalize and figure out what maybe something is wrong with the way that I'm thinking about this, and I sat down with it and I realized I'm a really bitter person when it comes to this because of my struggles. And all these like sermons that we were going through in church were kind of also telling me at that time, don't turn your struggles into bitterness. Like everyone goes through things, like you're gonna go through hard times in life. As scary as it sounds, like you're gonna have really hard struggles in life, but it's what you do with that. And there's advantages with that, like I said, sympathy towards other, compassion, being able to help people in certain situations. Or you can become angry, you can become a victim, and you can become mean. Which, you know, everyone goes through phases. I think there's like a grief phase with a lot of trauma. It's okay to have those moments. You shouldn't beat yourself up for it by any means, and allow yourself to kind of go through your emotions. But to sit there and let it linger, you cannot move forward without dealing like with your past on your back. You have to kind of let that go, learn from it, and go forward with the new backpack that you have, that you've gained from this experience, and go forward. Like you can't look back as you're walking forward. So that's just something that I think you guys really helped me with, and thank you for that. That just really struck a chord with me, is I didn't want to turn bitter, I didn't want to turn angry, and I was feeling very like angry, and I felt I was like mean. I was turning into a person I didn't know. Add on top of that Bryson's sleep problems, my sleep deprivation, trying to balance everything. It was just, I was angry. And there was like a thing, it's called postpartum rage, and I don't know if I had that. I don't know if it was a mix of that with PTSD. I've been diagnosed with PTSD with everything that we went through, and I was just trying so hard to push past it without sitting with it and understanding it. and I just took some time to myself and, you know, went to church, dove deep into things that I knew were good for me, not sitting there and just being upset and angry, but really, I always try, guys. I think it's important to always try to be the good and find the good in every situation, and I really locked in on that as hard as it was, and I realized it's easier to take the other route. It's easier to be upset, it's easier to be angry, because you're getting validated for those feelings when you're, you know, projecting or you're complaining. It's easier to do that, and I started realizing I knew I had a lot to be grateful for, but I was focusing more on things that happened to me in my past and harping on those, and whatever thoughts you're feeding, your life is going to be. Like I always say, everything external is going to be the same. You can't change what's happening in the world, but you can change your response to it, you can change your perception of it, and you can change what you do with it. And all that information that I was taking in, the sleep deprivation, the woe is me, the PTSD, all this stuff was sitting with me, and I was angry. I was complaining. I was allowing it to kind of just build a cloud over me. The more thoughts that I fed with that, the easier it is. It's almost like a, what do you call it? Domino effect. Instead of just changing my mindset to gratitude. So I started slowly but surely changing my mindset to gratitude. I've been praying a lot. This is where it changed for me, is the moments that I felt the most rage, the moments I felt the most fear, the most angry, I would find the gratitude. I would sit there and be like, what happened today? Even though today was a shitty day, for lack of better words, what happened that was good? Why am I grateful? Like, what can I sit on and linger on and build from? Those small little moments are gonna be what builds your gratitude cloud and kind of diminish that PTSD, fear, anger side. I felt a little bit of, why me? I think we've all been there, complaining and saying, oh, this person has this, or why does this person get this? I've done nothing but good, and this person's living this way, yet their life is looking like this. And you can't compare your life to anyone. Like everyone says it, it's easier said than done. We live in a world where literally we see everyone online. Everyone's life is displayed for us, but you're only seeing like a surface level. Obviously, we know that there's other issues that are involved that we've never seen before, but it's hard to say that when you're seeing these picture perfect, you know, what people put out there. It's hard. It's hard, especially when you're dealing with really, really difficult situations in life, like health or children and their life. Like it's hard to be in that world. And something that I've learned is that I need to turn it off. Like, this is up to me. I would not be having these feelings if it wasn't thrown in my face. So I deleted my Instagram. I've wanted to delete my Instagram for a long time. Like, I don't get any benefit from Instagram at all. And that's just something, like, some people love Instagram and they do, but I don't. And so I deleted my Instagram. I'm living more presently. I'm focused on my world. I'm focused on, you know, not comparing myself or anyone else's journey. They're not only in a different journey than you, they're in a different season than you. They have a different life path than you. This is your life. You have one life on this planet, and you're focused on how other people are living or how you're living in comparison to other people. Like, what are you doing? This is your book. This is all about you. So why are we reading another person's book when we have a limited amount of time to read ours, like, and write ours? It's like a no-brainer. And so I'm sitting here feeling let down, pressure from somebody else's life, and looking at an outside, you know, perspective of someone else's life. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that the thing that really, really got it for me was focusing on myself and my life and doing what makes me happy and trusting God and trusting the process, letting go. Some of that was physical. Let go of Instagram. Let go of those things that bring you negative headspaces. If it's the news or whatever it is for you, this is your world. This is your bubble, and this is your life, and you're beautiful and special in God's eyes. And the faster that you realize that, the faster that you shift your perspective to just being grateful and what you see in the moment, the easier it is to get through these times. And again, don't diminish anything else that has been in your past, because my struggle with that and that mindset helped me make this video. You know, it helped me gain I say like a soul level. I always think of life as you have this soul, and We're here to learn and, you know, live a human experience, but with every experience we go through, good or bad, you're leveling up your soul. It could be, you know, patience, it could be compassion, and you gain these little bits to your soul every time you navigate a certain journey. Just thinking on that, it just shows like how wise you are and how much you've grown. And now going forward, not only can you deal with certain situations a little bit more level-headed, more wise, you're able to help other people in the process and like gain their soul levels. It's just like this whole, I think of it as like a game. It's a beautiful thing, and I just kind of was zapped out of that these past few years, which again validated I went through freaking hell, but it just made me feel, I didn't feel myself. Like, I was not myself at all. I tell myself that there's a lot of things that went into that. I'm okay with that. I'm ready to move forward. I put it in the past. Like, obviously I want to be that person to be like, oh, Renee went through hell and like she just went through it. She was just conquering it. She never gave up. She was strong. No, I was like down in the dumps. I was not myself. I was bitchy. I was complaining. I was mean. I was angry. I was bitter, but now I'm not, because I'm taking that, I'm learning from that, and I'm not going to sit there and diminish that. I'm not going to put pressure on myself for feeling those emotions. Knowing that I was even in that spot in the first place is huge growth. It's huge growth, because a lot of people don't even know they're in that headspace. It's hard because you're like engulfed in that moment in your life, and it's freaking hard. It is so hard. Life goes on. Like, as scary and comforting as that sounds, life goes on, and no matter what happens, you will be okay. Time does heal wounds, and it's up to you to make it easier or harder. Like, you really have to just look at this life thing as, like I said, a game in a way. It's fun, scary. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm in a really good spot right now. Getting out of that was really tough, but it feels really good to get out of it. It feels good that I'm taking ownership of this. I'm taking, you know, control of my mindset, and in turn creating a better experience for myself, an easier experience, a faithful experience. And I'm doing my best to just be the best version of myself, whatever moment or whatever life throws at me. And it's, you know, you can do it. I know you can. People, again, this is like scary and comforting at the same time, but people have gone through it. There's not really a unique situation if you think about it. You know, like, people have gone through health problems, people have gone through pregnancy problems, people have gone through death, and it happens. We are human. You gotta like figure it out. Like, it's up to you, and it's up to how you take that and move forward and grow. And it's just, I don't know. That's where my headspace is at. And I feel really good. I feel very rooted. I feel like I'm building back the blocks, and I'm not letting go of those things in this way that I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna look at it again, because it is part of you now. Every time that there's like a problem or something that happens in your life, it kind of like dents into your soul. But again, what are we gonna do to grow with that and continue to just be a good person? That's where I'm at right now. That, and I'm really loving these pork chops. So yeah, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chat. I think that I need a knife. Life is a beautiful thing. It really is. There's some tough moments, but just this beauty of life is just something that we should be grateful for in general. It's just a beautiful experience. That's like an upcoming therapy chat. It's like, what is this? That we can go in, like the universe and human souls. Are we aliens? That's a whole nother topic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will have many of these in the future. Who knows, we might be crying together. We might be going through more together. We might be exploring the beauty together. It's all up in the air. If you guys want to share down below some of your thoughts, what you're going through, maybe some lessons that can help other people, by all means, go for it. I love these kind of videos. I feel the most connected with you guys when I'm just being honest. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.